My friends, today I'm going to share the best ways to get a personal address in the United States so that you can open up personal bank accounts, get credit cards, grow your credit score, and have just an easier time accessing the U.S. financial system. Now, first I want to give some context, and I want to go over the different types of accounts you can get, what you need in general, and then we're going to get into the different addresses that you have the option to choose from. And I want to explain how this all works in conjunction and how we usually help our clients get this set up. So the first thing is that in the U.S., you can open a personal bank account. All you generally need is a residential address and to be in the U.S. to open the bank account yourself. So if you have a cousin that lives in the U.S., you can just come get a proof of address for your cousin's house and open a personal bank account. Now, what we're helping most of our clients get is the whole stack. That's going to be a personal bank account, personal credit cards, business bank accounts, business credit cards, and an overall tax strategy that works so they can use all these accounts without getting into trouble with the U.S. tax system or your home country tax system. So generally, if you want to get this set up the right way on the personal level and you just want to do it yourself, you're going to need a couple things. You want first, it's easier if you get an ITIN number. Now we get this for clients, we have a great strategy for doing this, but it's an individual taxpayer identification number, and the ITIN number is like a social security number. So when you go to banks and they ask for what's your social security number, you can give them this ITIN and it generally works. It's the same amount of numbers. The purpose of getting it is to file tax returns, but it doesn't mean you have to pay taxes or file taxes just because you get the number. So we get this for our clients, and that's a great first thing to have. The second thing is going to be a residential address, and I'm going to go into the three main options for that in a second. But once you have the ITIN, a residential address, and a proof of address, you can go to the bank and you can open bank accounts, and you can even apply for personal credit cards. So those are the main things you need. So the address is super important. So there's really three different ways to get the personal address, and I have them kind of written down here. Let's start from two big sides. You can pay for one, or you can use friends and family. The easiest option that we usually like to start with is using friends and family. If your brother lives in the U.S., and say he lives in North Carolina, you get a proof of address for that for his house, and then you can go to Miami, you can go to New York, and you can generally open a bank account anywhere as long as you have some kind of proof that you live there, that's your address. So the best proof of address can be a lease. You can a sublease or a rental agreement. That can work. I have another YouTube video on a different that we can maybe link here where I actually share a sublease document where you can actually click it and download it and kind of format it yourself. It's just a template that you can use. A lease document is a first one. You can get renter's insurance. That's very cheap generally. You can get that for maybe $100 a year, a couple $100 a year, depending on what policy you use. Ideally, you can get a phone bill because you will need a U.S. phone number to open these bank accounts. You generally need a U.S. phone number. That would be great if you can get one. Like Tello works. A lot of people use Vonage accounts. The best is a utility bill. Like if you pay for the electricity or if you pay for the internet at the house, like a Xfinity internet plan, like that would be the best. But there's different utility bills you can use. And after you get that first bank account open, you can then use that bank statement as a proof of address. So you just need to get that first account open, and then going forward, you can use that bank statement. And this is for in-person banks. So this is when you're traveling to the U.S., you're opening these accounts in person. Now, that's the best option. Let's say, James, I don't have any friends or any family in the U.S., and I don't know who I can work with to get this address. Like I can't just call my uncle. I've never talked to him, or I haven't talked to him in 27 years. Am I going to call him and use his address? Completely understand. Now we got to go to the paid options. The most famous paid option for paying for a residential address is going to be TrueLease, which is virtual postal mail. This is not, I'm not going to recommend them right away, but I have a lot of clients who've used them and it has worked. The problem with TrueLease is that it's super expensive. You're essentially renting a house. It ends up being $300 or $400 a month, plus usually there's a deposit, and they have lease agreements and stuff like that. That can work, and I've seen it work, but it's not guaranteed, and it's okay. Another one would be like Anytime Mailbox. You can search through Anytime Mailbox. I have another video going over that, where in Anytime Mailbox, you're searching at these different addresses. You're looking at whether they are coded as residential or as business address, and whether they are CMRA addresses or not. So that's going to be a commercial receiving mailing agency, CMRA, a commercial mail receiving agency. So if it's a CMRA address, that's not good because the banks will see that and they can see that you just paid for that address. There's another one, a nomad one, where you're essentially renting land at a trailer park and they give you a lease agreement for that. The thing is like you can get an address that can work. It's just how long is it going to work? How much is it going to cost you? How reliable is getting the mail or getting those debit cards going to be? And how long term is the solution? So there's a couple different solutions. Like I said, you can go with virtual postal mail. It's going to be the most premium, more expensive. You can go with finding your own at Anytime Mailbox, which could be cheaper, could be more reliable, but it's more of a crapshoot and you have to look. The thing is, if there was a really amazing option that was $100 a month or even cheaper, everyone would use it and they would burn the option. And too many people would be using this address and it wouldn't be possible for others to use because it would be overused. For a residential address to work, you're going to have less than 10 or less than 5 people on an address, really ever for our clients. We have business addresses for clients, which help with the businesses, and we do tax planning for clients, and we solve all these problems for clients. But just selling a residential address isn't something that I've been promoting kind of until now. I think we have a new option that if you are interested in a cheaper option, schedule a free call with my team. I'd be happy to go over that option with you and kind of pitch it to you. I don't want to just put it on the internet because these options change. And also, I don't want too many people to sign up at once, because if too many people sign up, then I can't fulfill everything and it's really limited to like first come, first serve. So if you're watching this far in the video, I didn't like lay it up very well, but I'd invite you to schedule a call with my team and we can help you get a residential address for your business so that you can open these personal bank accounts. Now, you'll still generally have to travel to the U.S., and it's generally easiest to come to the U.S. with a business already set up as well if you want to get credit. But these are all things that we'd love to help you with, and I hope that I explained kind of well in this video the 3 different types of residential addresses that you can pay for one. You can use family and friends. Well, it's really 2 different ways to get a residential address. You either pay for one, or you use family or friends, or use a free one of someone you know. Then you have to get your proof of address, and then you have to go to the bank and get it open. Then you can use your bank statement going forward in the future. I just want to share a little bit about the updates of these residential addresses. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys. I know I'm kind of trailing off a little bit, but schedule a free call if you want us to help you go over the best options for the residential address, the best options for setting up an LLC in the U.S. and make sure that it all works from a tax perspective in your home country. Like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Hopefully this one is helpful. JamesBakerCPA.com/schedule. Be in touch.